All right, it's recording. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. And on this show, we are all about helping women build bodies that they love and helping them break free from crappy restrictive diets and binge eating. So today we have the lovely Lily all the way from, where are you based? Not Canada.
In Los Angeles, California.
Ah, cool. I know we've just got I always get mixed up because obviously we've got Kelly and Megan who are in Canada, and then we've got some women in South Africa. We've got actually a lady in New York as well. So we've got women, all over the globe now, which is really, really cool. So Lily's been in the program now for coming up 11 weeks, so she's nearly at her 12th week. And she's done exceptionally well. I've been so impressed with you. You've come in, you've applied yourself, you've read everything, you've been proactive, you've failed forward. You've been really active in the group, and obviously you've got good results because you've put the work in and you've done the work, and you haven't been perfect, but no one's perfect, and I think that's one of the things about the program that we try and teach women is that to fail forward. I think the problem in the fitness industry is that it's just all about quick fix diets and no one cares about the inside. They just care about the outside. So they never build a solid base and get women sustainable results so that they don't have to train, 10 hours a week and eat bloody bird food. But I'll get you, Lily, to talk a bit about, just tell the viewers a bit about what life was like before the program and how it affected your life.
Yeah. For me, I dieted and restricted my eating since I was probably about 12. But then I, recovered when I was around 19 and then was good until I kind of had a relapse into paleo and low carb and, just being really into CrossFit, over exercising. And then I didn't get my period for 3 years. So after that, I went full force into just eating all the food, never exercising, and I did get my period back. I was able to get pregnant, have another baby, but I kept getting kind of roped back into restricting my eating because my digestion would be off. And so I would be tempted to okay, I'm going to eliminate gluten. I'm going to eliminate dairy. My son would be colicky, and so I cut out sugar, eggs, dairy, gluten, chocolate, I cut out everything, and then I would try to slowly add things back in. And also it was kind of for weight loss too. I was so for years I would kind of go back into okay, I don't want to restrict, I'm going to eat all the food, but then I would have digestive upset, and so I would cut back, or then I would be tempted to just kind of follow an Ayurvedic way of healing and not, kind of doing some intermittent fasting and just feeling like crap. And I of Ray Pete through Matt Stone when I was actually first recovering before I got pregnant. And so I would kind of dabble in that. But because I wasn't really monitoring, I didn't really know. And I'd be this means I should just drink some milk and a glass. But I would be hungry because it wasn't enough food. Yeah. And I'd be I can't do this. So I just felt guilty if I ever did eat enough food, and I was never eating enough carbohydrates, even after being low carb. So it was just, food seemed so precious. I would do also so many programs to heal my relationship with food. I would do group coaching, but individual coaching to really stop being an emotional eater, stop feeling all of these things around food, and whether it was work and spiritual work and journaling. And I still felt oh my gosh, I'm thinking about food, and food was okay, I'm going to do mindful eating, and I would do private mindfulness eating exercises, and it was just so much on my mind. And now it's not food isn't as precious because I can eat a little bit.
Yeah.
It's I look forward to eating, but it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And what was your relationship like with your body?
I really did do a lot of work to heal my relationship with my body after, after my CrossFit low carb phase. So my relationship wasn't too bad with my body because I realized that my husband still loved me, my kids still loved me, everybody at work treated me the same. So it was kind of this, I realized it was okay. I was more than my physical body. So I think for me, that's been a different thing, that I know I don't have to train to change my body, or I don't have to eat this way to change my body. My body is, I'm enough regardless of what my body looks like, but I want to do this because I love how I feel when I'm in the gym, and I love how I feel when I'm eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
I
that
think
makes sense.
my body improved.
Yeah, which is really, really good. And, I think you sort of nailed it there on the head, is that, like a lot of the women come into the program and everyone, well, I think the majority want to look more toned. They want to be strong, and we really encourage improving performances in the gym and eating to fuel your body. And I think taking your focus off so much how you look and how you feel and how you're performing in the gym. And the funny thing is that when you do that, your body changes anyway. Like it changes to how you want it to change. And so tell the viewers a bit about, what you've experienced in the program and the results you've seen so far and why it's been different to other programs. Because you talked about you've done a lot, probably like me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the bad ones. I mean, I hate to say bad, but where it's your typical like 1,700 calorie diet or whatever. Weight Watchers, paleo, low, everything. And then but I also did a lot of programs to kind of have ease with food and heal my relationship with my food and body. But I think what was missing with those was that even if I was supposed to like have food freedom and eat, I was never eating enough, and it wasn't enough of the right nutrients, and so even if I was like, okay, I can eat all the food, I was still thinking about food. And I think what's so different now is that I drink so much milk and orange juice and I eat fruit and carbohydrate and good food and like the liver and oysters, that my body feels nourished. And it's like food isn't like it just doesn't feel as precious. Like it's super exciting, but I'm like, before I was like, oh, I couldn't wait to eat. And now because I can eat so much food, I don't feel bad. And I was worried about the calories, just be like like my Fitness Pal and tracking, if it would be triggering, and it's the opposite. It's because it's not trying to fit in like 1,500 calories. Like I'm eating, almost 2,300 calories. And so like, that's a really good amount of food.
Yeah.
And I think one of the hugest things is my digestion, because I would always when I had an eating disorder, like when I was like 18, I abused laxatives a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Now I'm 36, so it's like 18 years later, my digestion has never been as good as it is until now.
Yeah.
When I wasn't like restricting my eating, that was like my one area. I would take, various like magnesium or like Ayurvedic herbs, or I would do like belly massage. Like I was always like so much work. I thought like something was so wrong with me. I would see healers and it was like, because you're not letting out like your anger as being a mother. And I'd be like, letting it out. And now I'm like, I just eat a carrot salad and I'm good.
I totally agree with you. Like I was talking to someone about mindful eating, and I think, I was always like you too. Like I really was restricted, and I thought, the tracking for me, so that I eat enough. It's so that I make sure I eat enough. So that, and I know you've talked a bit about sleep too, like how your sleep's improves. And I think when you eat, talk about that.
Yeah, I would always, I'm often hungry, like I work at a school, and so I'm hungry like at 4 or 5, and I would eat, sometimes I eat my bigger meal, but I'd be like, well, that's great. That's just it. And I would like, that would be it for the day. But I would often broken up hunger, and then I would train without eating.
Yeah.
So I would go so long, and now most of the time I drink either like warm milk with honey or ice cream before bed.
Yep.
And I fall asleep easily, so much better, and I'm just not woken up by hunger. And sometimes definitely, if it's like 5 and I'm about to get up anyway.
Yeah.
And I just eat, or I like drink orange juice with gelatin. It's just so easy, and it's so sad. And I think I just keep it simple too. I've had some of my sisters, message me, and there's times when I'll cook like a curry or I'll make some kind of recipes, but sometimes I like steam a bunch of potatoes or bake them and, and have my carrot salad and my same meals. And I think you had said that a lot of, not like you have to, you can have a big variety. But for me, I enjoy it, of like, okay, fish or oysters for dinner. And
I I think because it's such satisfying food. Like I don't like before. Before I ate like this, I need to flavor everything, and everything needed so much flavor. Whereas now, just the simple basic food like potatoes cooked in coconut oil or butter with salt. You know, beautiful pan fried fish with lemon juice and orange juice. So you get that saltiness, you get that sweetness. It's like it satisfies you. You're not going, and then you have your ice cream after dinner. You know, I honestly I've eaten the same thing. Like I've eaten fish, potatoes, butter, and juice every night for the last like 3 years. I mean, on the weekends I'll eat sometimes something slightly different, but I'm busy, so I just don't care, and I'm so satisfied. Not that you have to do that. Like everyone, you can change it up. Like there's no, you know, but I just can't be bothered because I'm busy. But I'm so satisfied.
I'm the same way, and I used to feel like I always make all the food for my like husband and kids, and my husband could be satisfied on something like that because I'd actually be cooking something similar. But for me, I would have like a salad that was like bigger than my head because it was like I was so hungry and I always felt like I need to eat so much food. But it was because like a tiny bit of chicken and like a
salad.
I never even eat salad. And I used to be like, honestly, I would say salad was my favorite food, but it was because I could eat so much. And I would have just like 3 heads of romaine and all of shit, you know. I'm like a baked potato with some butter. Yeah, and exactly what we said. I eat fish every night. Yeah. And I eat like sometimes I'll do like a frozen organic turkey burger, but like potato with butter and orange juice, you know.
So good.
And it's so good. I'm like I can, but it's not a small amount, but it's because it's good food. Yeah. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, totally.
Not satisfied. I feel like for like 18 years, I like was not satisfied.
I know, it's crazy. Can you ever imagine, like, sometimes I think about what I used to do and going back to that. Can you ever imagine going back to that? No. You never would again. Hey, it's like it changes your life. I think it's like you never have to do another program again because you know now. You know how to eat. You know how to listen to your body. You can eat real food, and like obviously the program is just for women, and we get a lot of mums, and you're a mum. Probably the main 2 objections we get is a lot of the mums say to me that they don't feel like they're worth investing in themselves, like investing that money in themselves. And what would you say to a mum who was thinking that? Or a woman?
You are worth it. And it makes me a better mom. You know, my foods are so stable. I was hungry before. Even when I thought I was like eating whatever I wanted, my moods were more unstable. I like thought about food so much more, and now, you know, it gives you more time to play. Like I laugh with my kids so much more, and that was always my goal. And I never thought that, you know, kind of investing myself in this way. I thought I would be investing myself before, but now it's actually when I'm taking time to train, which is not a lot, and I'm eating real, I can laugh and connect with them every day like I haven't, you know, like I haven't before. And that's honestly been a bigger goal than body changes. And I like that's been a surprising thing that I've noticed how much happier I am and how like just like it's like I can kind of put it into words, but just like my moods are just better.
Oh, I know, because you get to eat real food and enough of it. Everyone's happy when they eat real fucking food. You know, it's like, it's so interesting. I was talking to one of my one-on-one clients yesterday, and she's only 2 weeks in, and she's like, Kitty, like, this is incredible. She's like, I'm sleeping right through the night. My kids are like telling me how much better my moods are. My friends are asking what I'm doing, and I'm like, all we've done is increase your food. Like, sometimes I feel like, because people think that it's this, you know, like to me it seems so easy now because I've done it for so long and I've done it with so many clients. But I guess to the normal, I've forgotten how, like, not normal what we do is. Because to the rest of the world, it's like people look at us and like they think we're doing this crazy diet. But when you do it for a while, you're just like, this is the norm. And then you speak to other people and you're just like, oh, it's just going to be so easy. We just need to increase your food and do this, and they do it. And they're like, holy shit. You know, I feel so much better. Yeah. It's just the world is a better place when you're not hungry, I think.
It is. I see for my mental health, you know, struggling with anxiety and like, I don't know if I recently started an antidepressant for anxiety. Just November, but I want to take it out. I've already cut it down to third. I'm on I take like a teeny sliver, and so I'm just going to stop, I think, next week. And it's eating enough food and eating like liver and, you know, but those are they sound yucky, but they're totally good. And
So nutrient dense. I actually did another interview with I need to release it too, with a lady, Jess, and she suffered severe anxiety. She's in the group. You'll see her when she came in, and now she's like, I'm sweet now. She's like, I don't get anxious at all anymore. So yeah, it's just, she's like, since I've increased my food and I'm consistent with my food and I get sun and I do everything, she's like, I feel so much better and I don't get anxious. I mean, I even notice I'm pretty good now, like I'll just always eat, but if I ever have a day where I don't eat enough, I do feel a bit anxious, like I find it's fascinating how much food can affect your body. And I think, like that's what I love about this program is like, obviously we don't tell you what to eat. We let you experiment yourself and just guide you and help you, and then you decide what you eat. You decide how much you eat of everything, and what you're going to put in your mouth. Because I think that's important. Because you need to learn to listen to understand your body and, what things mean and what you can do to control that. Do you feel like it's really freed you?
Yes, so much.
Yeah.
I feel like experiment and be like, okay, well, do I want to eat more fruit or, what's the amount of starches that feels good to me? And it's like, like sometimes in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I was perfect, I would have like no starch, but then I'm like, well, why do I think that? Like a piece of sourdough, like what's wrong with that? And just seeing,
exactly.
I wanted more fruit, and it's still because I have so many calories to work with. It's like, mess up, it just is, it's like exciting, but also calming.
It's literally, it's so freeing.
It's so, because it's like, even on the weekends now, sometimes I won't track until the end of the day, but I'm just so in it that it always works out.
Yeah,
but sometimes
because you've done it so much.
But I'm never off. I'm like, wow, like I can just.
Yeah, because I think once you track, and we've actually got clients now who just eat mindfully, but they understand food so well and they know how to listen to their body and they know what foods to eat to ensure they get enough protein, that they nail it. Like they don't even have to track anymore. So everyone's different. Like I like to track because if I don't track, I don't eat enough. And then I don't sleep. Like that's a big problem for me. So I think always the old mentality is, it's sort of in there a little bit, even, if you don't think that it is. But that just ensures to me that, like, and obviously too, you can eat a lot of fruit and you think, oh, that looks like a lot of calories, but it's not really. Like you need to eat more. Yeah. So I think the tracking is a good teacher, and it allows you to make decisions and make decisions on data. So you can track stuff and go, well, how did I feel yesterday? Well, how did my sleep? Like I think the way that you look at it, and I look at it too, for me, it's not about restriction. It's about how to optimize. It's optimizing my body and my sleep and my energy and my mood and my digestion, rather than restriction, because you can eat whatever you want. Really. Yeah. It's like, the other one is, and you would get this too, the other women say, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time to make this work. Like, what would you say to a woman who is thinking she doesn't have time?
I think it seems like a lot in the beginning, but it's really just like that first day of reading things, and then it just gets easier and easier. I have so much more free time. And I remember hearing other women, that you'd interview and being like, is that true? And it really is. The training becomes easier, and only 3 days a week. And it's easy. It's like you can make it as complicated as you want, but it could be as simple as like, putting a piece of fish in a pan. And my kids help out. They eat their carrots every day. We just made the brownies, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like it makes it so much easier. Before I was like so many veggies, and that took a lot of time. Chopping on salads and I would eat veggies with every meal.
Same.
That took so much time, and now it's like
simple.
It's so faster.
I think you nailed it too. Like anything new, like we're in business coaching groups, and I remember when I first started, I was completely overwhelmed. But when you practice and you fail forward, and now it's like things have become second nature, and I think that's the key when you start something is just to go, I'm just going to take it one thing at a time. I'm going to learn it. And if it takes me a bit longer, it's fine, because as long as you persist and you keep trying and you fail forward, like all the women who've been with us, coming up 12 weeks and beyond, and if they've applied themselves, like how quick is it for you to do a meal plan now? Like 5 minutes it takes me.
Yeah, because I eat similar thing. once you do it, you're like, okay, I know this is my breakfast and these are my snacks.
Yeah.
You can have room for like wiggle room of like, what do I want to eat? Also, it's like, do I want ice cream? Do I want more milk? Do I want a piece of chocolate? Do I want a brownie? Like, it's
How
like
good are those brownies? Those chocolate brownies. Do you know what? I'm actually recording another episode of Fucking Easy Food Prep after this, but I've decided caramel fudge because I'm like, Craig keeps eating my bloody brownies. And I said to him, I'm like, I'm going to make caramel fudge. He's like, I don't really like caramel fudge. I'm like, exactly. So I'm going to make it with condensed milk. I think it's got sugar. It's really simple butter because I love fudge and it's really hard to get good quality fudge in the shops, like without crap in it. And it's what I love about this program. It's like you can have, I'll have a piece of fudge in the afternoon with a glass of milk. And, having that sugar in your diet, as long as your diet's filled with nutrient-rich, other natural, white sugar is natural. I would say it's still natural. It's from a plant. It's just refined, but as long as your diet's filled with fruit and liver and shellfish and dairy, you can have, I'll have a piece every day with a glass of milk. And I never feel like binge eating. I never sit there anymore and think, oh, God, I could murder a piece of cake or I could, binge eating's just gone. It's just not even a thing now, which is amazing.
Same for me. And before I didn't even, after I had stopped binging, I would have days when I would just be so hungry and it would kind of be a little feast. And I don't even have those because before days I would just eat I do what you did of under eating.
Yeah.
If I'm not there'd be days when sometimes I would just eat 1,500 or 1,700, but now that I see that's way not enough. So there'd then be times when I'd need to eat a lot more.
Yeah.
Scary and out of control, but it was just because I had many days of not eating enough. Now that I'm eating enough, I just always eat pretty much the same amount.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, no, it's good. I think it just gives you, it's freeing and it gives you control back, I think, over your body and what it needs and what food you need. So, no, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with the viewers. And if you're watching this and you're a woman and you're stuck and, because I know it's so confusing too. There's so much information out there. You just don't know what to do. So if you're stuck and you want to break free and you want to have control back of your food and training and actually build a body you want rather than killing the body that you have, click on the link below and put in an application to work with us, and we'll jump on a call and we'll see where you are now and we'll see where you want to be and whether or not our program can help you, because we're really specific and we only want to work with women that want to work with us and that are, I guess, a good fit for the program. So thank you so much, Lily, for coming on the show today, and I will see you in the group. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.